We are exactly halfway through the year, so I'm gonna share with you my top 10 dogs of 2025 so far. At number 10, I have Valerie. She went missing on Kangaroo Island in South Australia for nearly 18 months. She was frequently spotted alive and well, but continued to evade a team of volunteer searchers and wildlife experts who said they were amazed the dog had survived on such a rugged island for so long. 529 days after she was initially lost, she was finally captured using a remote trap. She was reunited with her humans just a few weeks later and seems to be readjusting to her old life quite well. At number 9, I have Sharwood. He is an 8-year-old Gordon setter who has donated blood 42 times. He is credited with saving the lives of 168 dogs. The Kennel Club spoke to a woman named Emma, whose dog Sizzle received a blood transfusion from Sharwood.
Sizzle came to our family as a rehome when he was only a young baby. We didn't realise when we adopted Sizzle that he sadly suffers from haemophilia and von Willebrand's disease, both quite serious blood clotting disorders. Sizzle's first ever transfusion was from Sharwood, and he has subsequently received several blood transfusions from Sharwood and other dogs. And without that, Sizzle wouldn't be here today.
He completed his final session as a blood donor earlier this year, and just like the very first time he did it, he snored the entire time. At number 8, I have Kingston. He went missing in the aftermath of Hurricane Laura in 2020. His humans Debbie and Joseph did everything they could to find him, with no luck. Last month, he turned up 300 miles away at a frat house. Where Kingston had been for the previous 5 years is unknown, but for a week he lived at the Kappa Sigma frat house at the University of Southern Mississippi. They called him Benji. Debbie drove 4 hours to pick him up, and all the guys were waiting for her outside.
As soon as she got out the car and he saw her, we've never seen Benji run like that, and he sprinted with his ears perked up, and it was awesome to see.
Debbie's husband Joseph had passed in the time that Kingston was lost, but Debbie believes he probably had something to do with their reunion. Kingston was made an honorary member of Kappa Sigma.
So happy to have my baby back.
Southern Miss! To the
top! At number 7, I have a stray dog in Istanbul. She brought her puppy directly to a vet clinic when they were about to freeze to death. The vet discovered she still had a heartbeat and got to work warming her up. They succeeded. Earlier in the week, another one of her puppies was brought in by a Good Samaritan, likely after being separated from them. All 3 are now recovering together at the clinic. At number 6, I have Reggie. Reggie's brother Yogi is a French bulldog with epilepsy. And while their humans weren't home, Yogi suffered a seizure. Because of his short snout, Yogi began to aspirate or choke on his own saliva. That's when camera footage captured Reggie stepping in to help.
On the video, Reggie senses Yogi is in trouble.
He rolled him around so he would get up and, cough to not aspirate and get the fluid and the stuff out and be able to clear his throat.
Yogi was rushed to the vet and is doing much better now.
If it wasn't for Reggie, moving him all around and being here, I would have came home to, him not being alive.
At number 5, I have Luffy. He is a 1-year-old Bichon Frise with special needs who is in need of a home. A birth deformity eventually left him unable to use his back legs. Thanks to a school yearbook photo shoot that perfectly captured Luffy's essence, his rescue in Dubai received a high volume of adoption applications. Through his popularity, they stayed committed to finding him the perfect home, and they succeeded. Luffy was adopted by a wonderful family who's committed to his care. At number 4, I have a tie between 2 Great Pyrenees. The first is Buford. He is an Anatolian Pyrenees guide dog who very casually found a missing 2-year-old during his routine nightly patrol. A 40-person search and rescue team spent 16 hours looking for the toddler with no luck. Tuesday morning, a local rancher named Scotty Dunton was surprised to see the missing child in his driveway, accompanied by his dog, Buford. Dunton confirmed the boy's house is 7 miles away from his own and was shocked that he made it all the way there.
I finally got him calmed down and got him in the house and gave him some water and food and stuff, and he calmed down. And I asked him, I said, "Did you walk all night?" And he said, "No." He said, "I laid up under a tree." And I said, "Well, did my dog find you?" And he goes, "Yep."
Dunton said he loves kids, so I can imagine he wouldn't leave him when he found him.
She's cooking him a steak for dinner tonight.
The second is Max, who used his skills for something a little different. He snuck out in the middle of the night and walked over 7 miles for a breakfast burrito. We know this because he was wearing not 1, but 2 GPS collars. The store hadn't even opened yet when he arrived, so Max was found the next morning still patiently waiting outside.
Well, you come here and nobody feeds you, so you're sad and you sit out in the back? Is that what happens?
We did confirm that he eventually got his burrito. At number 3, I have Tikki. Tikki first came to the ASPCA through a criminal case. He made his way to Muddy Paw's rescue, where he was described as quite literally paralyzed with fear. That's when Isabel Klee, a legend in the foster space, decided to take him in. Over the last 6 weeks, we have watched him blossom into a sweet and hilarious dog. This week, he was adopted, a goal that felt so far away when we were first introduced to him. We are so proud of everyone involved, and I think he inspired us all to be a little bit braver. At number 2, I have 2 stray dogs who rescued an injured dog from the middle of the road by dragging him to safety. The dog escaped his home and was hit by a car, knocking him unconscious. The brave stray dogs avoided cars coming in both directions as they saved him. The dog was reunited with his owner, who took him to the vet, where they confirmed he had no fractures and only suffered minor injuries. He also shared that the 2 stray dogs have been rescued. Before we get to my number 1 dog of the year so far, thanks to your support of our Tell Your Dog I Said Hi merch, our foundation was able to keep a 3-year-old pit bull named Juno with her family. She tore both her ACLs at the same time and needed double TPLO surgery, an unexpected expense her family couldn't afford. Thanks to you, we were able to cover her entire $10,800 medical bill so she could stay with them. We're thrilled to report that she's recovering well and her whole family is incredibly appreciative. We've got shirts, hats, hoodies, crew necks, totes, and of course, our very famous Tell Your Dog I Said Hi sticker. Right now, if you buy a towel, you get any shirt you want for free. We ship internationally, and you can find it all at WeRateDogs.com or through the link in our bio. My number 1 dog of the year so far is Zeus. On January 22nd, an armed man broke into his home. He shot his human Bruce 3 times in the legs before shooting Zeus as he tried to protect him. Despite his injury, Zeus stayed close to comfort Bruce and continued to guard him.
The love, the comfort, you know, knowing that, like, the sacrifice that he was willing to give for me.
Zeus lost an eye and half his jaw, but thanks to the Calgary community, his medical bills were completely paid for. The man responsible has since been caught, and Bruce and Zeus are back home recovering together.